All right, cool. Si, senor. Hey, welcome back to the wrestling show. We're keeping it real. Goes right. Welcome back to this special AEW Full Gear live preview edition with myself, Umar Q, as well as the one, the only, the sauce man, the bar man, the man who talks about wrestling on this show with his coffee beard, Trevor Souton.
What's up, Yes? What's up, sir?
Yaz is not a part of this show, but you know what is? The entire card of AEW Full Gear. Trevor, there's so much to talk about. AEW Full Gear will be coming to you live this Saturday. I'm not going to do the Excalibur voice anymore.
Please
I'm sorry.
don't.
But Trevor, AEW Full Gear live this Saturday. So much to talk about. We got a lot of news about Full Gear. We have all the matches. We're going to preview, predict all the matches. And, you know, we might even put some stakes on the line this time, Trevor. We might put some stakes on the line this time and see which one of us is the better predictor. By which one of us, I, of course, mean myself. But lots to get to. But before we get to that, Trevor, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the Tony Khan media call, because the Tony Khan media call made a lot of headwaves this week. By the way, big shout out to Big Ticket in the chat. What's up, Big Ticket? Guys, if you're in the chat, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, subscribe and yeah, all that stuff on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review. Ask your questions in the chat, by the way, too. That's what I was trying to say. But before we get to our AEW Full Gear, full-out predictions, Tony Khan had a media call with of course, the media, who else, yesterday, where he made some comments that irked a lot of people, including myself, and it was specifically about the one thing that many have criticized AEW about, and that is the women's division in AEW. So let's take a listen to those comments, because honestly, like I said before, they bothered me. They bothered me quite a bit. So let's just take a listen to that, Trevor.
Let's do it.
Ella J from SE Scoops is next, and following Ella will be Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc. Ella?
Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So I had a women's wrestling question for you.
Great.
So obviously the bar, I think, has been really raised this year with a lot of all-women shows and main events taking place. But does AEW have any plans or hopes to contribute maybe an all-women's event of their own sometime?
So I'm gonna cut off your question right there, because I don't think I get enough credit for what I did for the NWA show, because a good number of the people who wrestled on the NWA show were wrestlers I sent and paid. And so I do think I contributed, because the highest paid wrestlers on that show were actually the people I paid separately from what they already make in AEW to go wrestle on that show. And I don't think they did a very good job of telling people that, honestly. Even though it wasn't like the deal we did, I wish they'd told more people that, because it was one of the points I made when we closed it. Was I think it would be nice if you told people that I'm paying the wrestlers coming, because that is a big contribution for me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I did pay the wrestlers for that show. So I was like, it's like kind of like when you pay for a dinner and nobody thanks you. So like that was one thing. So I have really been making a big effort this year to grow and improve our women's division, and I think have made I think a lot of strides with our women's division this year as a company. We've added big free agents, and I'm really excited about what's happening with the TBS tournament right now.
So that was the incident in question from Tony Khan. Trevor, as I'm sure from the look of your face throughout that clip as we played that, you understand what the problem was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, just for anyone who still might not fully understand the context. So Ella J, who is a great part of the wrestling media, go follow her on Twitter. She asked Tony Khan a very simple question about the AEW women's division, and that was, with all the strides you've made, do you think that you're going to be having a, all women's pay-per-view? That was basically the question, and honestly, how are you going to bolster up the women's division in general was also like more of the, I guess, contextual stuff that went along with the question. Fair question considering AEW's track record with the women's division. And then Tony Khan just kind of goes into this weird diatribe about the NWA event, which, okay, he paid for, great, but it doesn't have really anything to do with the question,
No.
and it came across obviously as tone deaf. Ella J has tweeted since then that Tony Khan and her have talked. He has apologized for his comments. Also, just saying, cutting her off, like, and literally saying that you're gonna cut her off. Probably not the best way to deal with that. But Trevor, I think that's the first time you heard this clip. So what are your kind of thoughts about this?
So that was the first time you messaged me about it, and I wasn't exactly sure what was going on, but wow. Wow. So here's the thing. That part is by no means like minuscule or, should be wiped under the rug or anything. But that part, I honestly believe, like, to start off the conversation, you really just sounded like a complete asshole. Like, and it wasn't addressed on what you have done for the women's wrestling or what contributions you made for the women's. It's what do you see yourself doing in the future? I mean, because it's a fair question. Like you said, you have all this woman talent and these talented women wrestlers that that deserve to be exposed, and you haven't really done a great job of that. You've done a better job of that, but you haven't done a great job of that. And you have enough women on the roster to do an all-female pay-per-view, all-woman pay-per-view, which would be great. And that's all she was asking.
But all of the go ahead, please continue.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But no, your response to me was, it came off as misogynistic a little bit, or like kind of like, listen to me, like you're a woman, I'm gonna cut you off. That's kind of how I took it to a degree, but it's just
yeah, and that's kind of how I think a lot of people are taking it. And I mean, and it doesn't mean that Tony Khan is like an out and out misogynist and he hates women.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
I mean, but the action, but the way he handled that question and that whole situation in general, it came across as rude, insensitive, very arrogant act in a way, which is weirdly uncustomary or I don't know. It's out of character, it would seem, for Tony Khan, especially the way he's handled the media before. But one thing I think you can tell from the way he handled that and the way that went down, it irks him. It's something that irks him. It hits a chord, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that Tony Khan maybe has a little bit of a jolt, and this might be the thing that helps create a better women's division in AEW, because it has been growing slowly. Too slowly, but it has been growing, just not at the rate that I think anyone wants it to be, or it could be. Like, I mean, they have a great world championship match with Ty Conti and Dr. Britt Baker, but, and as we're probably going to get into the pay-per-view in just a little bit, other than that, they don't really have any real women's matches on the pay-per-view, which is weird because you could tell they built up at least one or two that could be in there, but I mean, I just wanted to kind of talk about that because I think, again, he's apologized. They've hashed it out. I'm glad that they were able to do that, and I'm glad that Al was able to get that apology because, I mean, you just don't you don't handle a question like that. Especially, I was listening to the call the whole time. He was very cordial to everyone else, and it just seemed like that one was the one where he kind of like, he came across as very rude and just cut her off literally and said I was going to cut you off. So, again, I think lessons need to be learned, and he needs to do better as a booker. Like, that's the thing. The one thing that you and I get told a lot is, we're AEW marks or AEW shills, but Tony Khan is a great booker for men's wrestling.
Yeah.
He's when it comes to women's wrestling, he leaves a lot to be asked and desired of. And that's a solid, fair critique that I think everyone universally, whether you like or hate AEW, is saying.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, every once in a while, he hit one out of the park. But ordinarily he does miss the mark on some of these matches involving the women of AEW. Like he does, he misses the mark. He has such great talent and such great booking can be done, but he misses it. And my question is, where is Ruby Soho's match for the TBS title? Where is
Yeah, her and Chris Statlander, I think, are having a match like on Dynamite next week, and I'm just like, just
yeah,
move that
like,
to the
why
pay-per-view.
can you put it here? Nyla
Like,
Rose is
and look,
supposed to be wrestling.
well, and I think we can talk about we'll talk about that when we get to talking about the card in just a second, but and I think it's part of that conversation too. I just wanted to go to the chat real quick because we have a bit of a reunion. Cincy Edits and Liam27 have finally
Finally on the
by
same
God,
show.
finally are on the same stream. I'm so happy for these two. You can tell the excitement is just bursting out of both of them. Liam says, "Yo," Cincy says, "Liam." Cincy says, "I haven't seen you since SummerSlam." Liam, Cincy, how have you been? And they're just having a great conversation here. The time differences doesn't work for Liam. I'm sorry about that. I'm glad you were able to make something here. That makes me great. Or that makes me happy. It makes me great. I'm Tony Khan. It makes me
All right,
great. Look how great I am. I pay for everything. Me. Messy. Big Ticket in the chat says, male journalists get cut off all the time. I thought it was overblown. If SRS was cut off in a question, would Twitter melt down? Just my opinion. So here's the thing. I think it was also the fact that Tony didn't answer the question, and he just kind of went on a diatribe of me. And
I think that's what it is.
And like also, you have to think about the context. It was a fair critique. Like you book your women's division terribly. Everyone universally almost agrees with that take, which means it's very true. And I think the way he handled it, even he'll tell you he should have handled it better. And again, it's not a thing of like Tony Khan hates all women. Like, no, Tony Khan, like a lot of us, make mistakes. And, and when you're dealing with the media, I understand sometimes you got to cut it off. But like when it's something like that, I mean, it's just, it rubs people the wrong way. And especially when you don't answer the question and just start talking about, I paid for this, I paid for that. I get it. I understand he's pissed off at the NWA, and probably rightfully so. But, I'm just saying, like, you gotta handle it better. You gotta handle it better, especially that question. Because that was also a chance for him to clear it up. That was a chance for him to say.
It really was.
For him to, like, clear it up, be like, yeah, no, I totally understand that, and I know people want to see more, and here's what we have coming down the line. Here are some of the ideas I have, or stay tuned. That would have also been just as good. I just don't think... I think Tony Khan has made a reputation of being very good to the wrestling media, and this was just out of character, and which is why I think it got blown up like it did. And, again, probably a good thing in the end, because maybe it'll make him kind of like think about the women's division in the whole grasp of things. But a lot to talk about. We have Mr. Dear G. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing that. We have Mr. in the chat saying, at Real Take Sports Talk, I don't get why they made the TBS title. Because they need to put a strap around Jade Cargill. That and they don't want to take it off of. They don't want to take it off of Britt Baker yet. Yeah, that's why. And look, honestly, having a secondary title is probably good for the women's division.
Especially since they don't have any tag titles for the women's division,
Yet.
Exactly.
Last things about this media call. There were some other notes from this media call. So there was a note about the Owen Hart Cup, which he said will be happening next year in 2022. So and that's going to be called the Owen. Great job there. The other thing is Double or Nothing will be returning to Las Vegas in May. Okay. And the last thing, I'm gonna see if I can remember it off my memory. If not, I have the notes from the call. The last thing was, so Dynamite could be getting a little bit of a change in the aesthetic and the presentation when it moves over to TBS. And like, it's not going to be the format, he said. It's going to be like maybe a new stage, like new ring, like that type of stuff. More aesthetic changes. So stay tuned for that. Also, guys, you don't have to any longer stay tuned for our preview and predictions for AEW Full Gear. Those are coming up right now. But before we get to those, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Ask your questions in the chat. We will be checking in on
these fools.
Liam
chat.
and Cincy are having a great time. I miss these guys too, man. Liam and Cincy, Liam and Cincy bonded over some pay-per-views that you weren't even at, Trevor. But
yeah, no, I watched them. Yeah, I watched the tape.
Those are some fun time. But guys, keep it up. Ask your questions though. We will get to those in just a little bit. Trevor, AEW Full Gear is here, and what a card we got here. We're gonna have the Beast Nyla Rose teaming up with Jamie Hayter to take on Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida on the buy-in match. Then we're gonna have even more fun as there's going to be another tag team match, double the tag team match on the pay-per-view. Pac and Cody Rhodes are going to be taking on the team of Andrade El Idolo and Malachi Black. Darby Allin versus MJF, pillar versus pillar. That's going to be an interesting match. Inner Circle versus Men of the Year and America Top Team. Christian Cage and Lucha Express are going to be taking on the Super Click, Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. We're also going to see in singles action CM Punk taking on Eddie Kingston in what has turned into a blood feud over the past few weeks. Bryan Danielson versus Miro in the AEW World Title Tournament final. We're also going to have the Lucha Bros taking on FTR for the AEW Tag Team titles. Britt Baker will be defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Ty Conti. Oh God, the Excalibur voice, it's coming back.
You're trying not to.
I tried not to. I just slipped in there. Kenny Omega will be taking on Adam Page.
Being adults, sir.
For the AEW World Title. Everyone's excited about that one. Trevor, other than the main event, we'll get to each of these individually. Other than the main event, which match are you most excited for?
I gotta say Darby Allin and MJF, and also CM Punk and Eddie Kingston.
Oh yeah, how does that make you feel? Saying Eddie Kingston is gonna probably have one of your matches of the night. How does that make you feel as a fan of pro wrestling?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah, guys, let us know. Let us know what matches you are looking forward to in the chat. As Liam and Cincy have gone just insane taking over this chat. Boys, I love y'all. Chris Statlander title match is needed. Here we go. Just a whole arena for two camels, no fans there.
Yes.
The crown jewel.
I was reading that. It was the greatest thing ever.
Oh, you guys crack me up. Mr. in the chat says it will be amazing when Hangman wins. Since Kenny has the belt since December, January. Yep, you can when Hangman wins. When it happens, which we will get to.
Which it's going
to be glorious. It will be glorious. Camella with a camel emoji. Oh God, I'm not gonna say that. That was mean, Liam. That was messy. Cincy in the chat says, Liam, that is one godly camel name. Liam says, I'm trying to think of any more wrestling camel name puns. Guys, keep those camel puns coming. Cincy says, same. MK Osborne is in the chat. Welcome, MK. EBB is here. Welcome, EBB. Always nice to see you. EBB says, I'm always surprised that so many say Lucha Express, not your... I said Lucha Express, didn't I? Did it say Lucha Express in the...
I thought it did, actually. I'm not sure.
Did I say Lucha
Check
Express?
Let's just adjust it.
There's no way I said... there's no way I might have said Lucha Express. I did. Wow. Whoops. Oof. It's because it's Luchasaurus. We will fix that. I will fix that. As I said, sorry about that, but hey, it'd be like that. Yeah, no. Trevor, why are you so excited for the Omega and Punk matches?
The promos for that. Oh my God, it's just amazing. Like that single-handedly might have been one of the best promos I've seen in the past few months. It was, oh my God, it was so great. It was so organic. You know what I mean? Like, you really believe all of these things that are being said. I mean, and it probably is some truth behind them, which is why they were being said. But it's just, oh my God, the chemistry is just there. It's one of those matches that's going to tell the story in the ring, and I can't wait for it. As long as it's more than one match. It has to be more than one match.
Why do you say more than one match?
I think this is because I believe this is a storyline that you can drag out a little bit without it being overdone. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to a lot of these matches. The one I'm looking forward to, honestly, most is, I mean, outside of Hangman Page, finally, by God, finally, it's Miro versus Bryan Danielson. I think Miro versus
Yeah,
Bryan
that's gonna be
Danielson
a good one.
is going to be an epic moment in time. I believe I fixed the graphic now. Thank you, Liam, for doing that. Hopefully I spelled Jurassic right. If not, close enough. But no, I think that match is going to be absolutely bonkers. But yeah, it's going to be great. EBB in the chat says, Hangman versus Kenny, of course. I can't wait. Time to go this slow through the day tomorrow. I just know it. Yep. Time is going to go by very slowly tomorrow because that's been 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years in the making. My God, it's just been crazy. Big Ticket in the chat says, this may be the best top to bottom card AEW's put on. Yeah, I mean, look,
I agree.
This is an amazing star-studded card with so much seemingly on the line and stakes and everything. I love it. And it's only going to get better from there. Trevor, we're going to save your guys' camel puns for a little.
No, I was actually laughing at AK Osborne, actually.
Trevor versus Kingston is going to be epic. Yeah, it is going to be epic. When I finally book this match, I will talk to Tony Khan and I will book this match. This has been how many years has it been, Trevor, since you and Kingston had that fight?
10, 11.
10 years in the making. This is just, oh my God, can you imagine Eddie Kingston comes up to you, fight me. I remember 10 years ago when you called me a bum. Fight me. Oh, God, it's going to be amazing. EBB makes a very good point, says, we got to talk about the Eddie article he wrote. Phenomenal.
It was amazing.
Made me.
It actually was.
And it's amazing that Eddie Kingston still is managing to play this heel character, even though, like, he told us in such a very eloquent and profound way about his upbringing and where he comes from and why wrestling basically saved his life. It is amazing. But yeah, look, enough lollygagging, enough of that. Guys, let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the card. And I said we talk about it. We have our buy-in match, which is going to be the Beast Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter taking on Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida in a tag team match on the pre-show, available on YouTube and everywhere else. So I have obviously a little bit of beef with this match, and it's not against any of the competitors. It's not against, the fact that they're getting a payday. I'm glad about that. My beef with this match is that it was thrown together last minute and doesn't make sense, and it is just doesn't fit with the card. It doesn't fit with where they're going. That's my biggest problem with this match. You know what I wanted to see instead of this match, Trevor? If you're gonna have Hikaru Shida on the card, Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. You made a story about it. They had an amazing match on Dynamite 3 weeks ago. Put Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. Make that, build that up, and there's actually stakes to that because I think Hikaru Shida still needs her 50th singles win. Pick that up. Let's do that. But no,
she actually got it. She got it against Serena D. Actually,
oh, she did. Still, well, damn it, save it for the pay-per-view. It's such a good match. But I mean, just something. It leaves something to be desired. Also, the fact that it's on the pre-show and you have another kind of thrown together tag team match like Cody Rhodes and Andrade versus like that whole thing we'll talk about. That match should be on the pre-show. Like, come on. Like, I don't. You only have one women's match on the main show. Like, come on. It's just it irks me. It does irk me a little bit.
It should irk me because first of all, you have 4 very talented people in this match, and all of them, whether it have been in this promotion or not, are all former champions. You got Nyla Rose, you got Shida, you got Thunder Rosa, who's a NWA. You have Jamie Hayter, who was a champion on the Indies, and you really are just putting them together in a pretty much a jobber match. I mean, they're not going to job, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It's just like it's to me, it's a disrespect to all of every last woman in this match. They're very talented people, and I'm going to watch it because I think it's going to be a good match because they're very talented. But it's a shame. It is.
if anything, Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho should be on this pay-per-view. You have an AEW tournament or world title tournament match on here. Put the TBS title tournament. Make us care about it. It's going to be a great match. Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander. These are literally two of the best performers in your entire company. Most over performers also in your entire company. Put it on there. Again, nothing against these 4 women. They are going to have an amazing match. There are storytelling elements you can do with this. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna go back to the well and do another feud between Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida, like we haven't seen that before. They're definitely gonna do something with Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa, kind of teasing the Britt Baker thing. I get that, but I mean, it's just. I just hate the fact that it was so thrown together, and it was just come on.
I'm pretty sure at some point Thunder Rosa will probably be the next women's champion, but it's
my bold prediction is her and Britt Baker will main event AEW Revolution 2022. It's my bold prediction. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. And I honestly believe Ruby Soho is going to be TBS champion at some point too.
Yep. Anyway, let's move on, guys. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. After we talk about this match, the real piss break match, we will get to your questions. Anyway, so we're gonna have the team of Pac and Cody Rhodes taking on Malachi Black and Andrade El Idolo. Trevor, what are your thoughts on this match? Actually, we didn't even do the one for who's gonna win the women's tag team match. I forgot the predictions part.
Shida and Thunder Rosa.
Same. All right, Trevor. Pac and Cody versus Malachi Black and Andrade El Idolo.
This one, I like the story going on between, even though it's still kind of up in the air and a little weird to me because I feel like it is thrown together. But the talent. This is one of those matches where the talents kind of outweigh the story to a degree, I believe, because you have very talented wrestlers in this match. And so with this one, I'm going to say Pac and Cody, even though I believe there is a chance that they might, Malachi Black and Andrade will win it. But I'm going to say Pac and Cody.
Yeah, no, my friend. You see these two. One of them is a bastard, and the other one is Pac. All right, there is going to be so much dissension between these two.
Oh, hell no.
No, there's going to be so much dissension. First of all, Cody's a lifetime heel. Secondly, Pac is just heel by nature. He's just a bastard. But I think there's going to be dissension between these two. Malachi Black and Andrade El Idolo are going to pick up the win in what I think is going to be a very quick match. I think Cody takes a pin.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a quick one. I think it will be a quick one. Definitely.
He's going to take the pin before, running down the aisle as Hangman Page hoists the AEW world title up in the air and then points to him and says, "Yes, brother, I was there for you the whole time, brother." I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm going with Malachi and Andrade on this one.
Okay.
And you guys should go with hitting that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new video is released. Liam in the chat says, "OMG, we need to go real take trip to Turkey to watch this. Omar, book it."
You don't know what they're talking about, do you?
No, I don't know what they're talking about. What are they talking about?
So apparently, since he looked up, or Liam looked up, that there actually is camel wrestling in Turkey, and so they want to go see camel wrestling, and they've been coming up with names for camel pay-per-views: Camel Mania, Spit Virus series,
some deleted ones.
Hooves in the bank.
Hooves in the bank. You guys keep them coming. Camel Elite Wrestling. Love it. Going back to some hopefully more serious business. ABB in the chat says, it's the quarterfinals for the TBS tournament. I think it's a decent buy-in match. Would have liked Shida versus Deep 3 on the main, but definitely saving it for a big Dynamite, I feel. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but still, Yeah, I get it, but also I don't. MK Osborne says women's battle royal would have been different. I mean, they did it at All Out. I would like to see like a women's ladder match, like a casino ladder match. That would be interesting.
I mean, they did one similar, didn't they?
They've done battle royals. They've done battle royales, but
because
yeah.
wasn't Soho the Joker for one of those?
That was All Out. That was a battle royale.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. ABB in the chat also says, but agreed. I feel like they don't showcase their women enough on their TV show. Always kept to one 15-minute block. IDK if they'll ever change as well. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Will they ever change? Hopefully, like I said, this lights a fire under Tony, and he does it. Big Ticket in the chat says, Baker versus Rosa main eventing Revolution. That's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. You're damn right, Big Ticket.
Damn right it is.
MK in the chat says, addition to the House of Black will be a factor? Potentially. It could be Andrade being the actual addition to the House of Black. I know a lot of people are saying Wyndham, he's off filming a movie right now. The former Bray Wyatt, he's out filming a movie right now. Don't think it's going to be him just yet, but some more names, potentially. Who knows? Hooves in the Cell says Cincy. Liam says when the Camel Omega hits that backbreaker at Spitfire Series, it's gonna be all over. LMAO, my guys. And finally, we're gonna go the last one before we move on. ABB says this will be my sleeper hit off for the night, but yeah, it's gonna be my match to just recharge and relax. I think it's a good match to book so the crowd are hot for these big matches. The card is stacked. Yep. I agree.
Yeah,
no, these are huge names who are going to get a reaction. Malachi Black and Pac especially are going to get huge reactions. I mean, they're all going to get big ones, but those two especially. So, I mean, it's gonna keep people's attention, but the second Cody goes in the ring, it's going to be like, almost like as if it was deliberate, like, boo, turning our backs.
We don't want this.
Oh my God, love Cody though. Love Cody. Anyway, you know who else we love, Trevor? It's going to be the pillars of All Elite Wrestling. Two of the pillars of All Elite Wrestling. Darby Allin taking on my jerk-off friend Maxwell Jacob Freeman, who this past week referred to his mom as a slut in an interview with Fight TV. So he is heel. Remember how we were talking about Cody and Pac are heel by nature? This guy's heel by design. Like this is just he knows no other gear. Trevor, what do you think about the build up to this match, Darby versus MJF, and who do you think is gonna win?
Another good one, man. Another good build up. I mean, naturally they have heat. They've wrestled before. MJF has heat with everyone. It's a great story being told. A really good story being told. Honestly, I'm gonna say MJF in this one. My jerk off friend.
So the story they've told has been very good. I like the idea of those two being the two of the big pillars of AEW. These are of the four pillars they mentioned, probably the two biggest stars that were made over the past few years. And these are almost like two very apropos foes, I want to say. Like these two are like polar opposites of each other. Complete polar opposites of each other. You have on one side Darby Allin, this, really keeps to himself skater dude who's very like timid, and he can kick ass, but he's timid and he kind of keeps to himself. And then you have MJF, this asshole jock, Burberry scarf wearing jabroni. Like it is like it's you could not have two different people, which is what I love about the dynamic of this matchup. That being said, I think that I'm going with MJF, but there is a scenario here where Wardlow costs MJF this match.
I totally agree. I completely agree. Because they've been building that up too.
And they've been hinting at it more and more in recent weeks, which they always love to do that. And Wardlow, especially this past week, just absolutely literally murdered Wheeler Yuta in the middle of the ring.
I was about to say, the big hint was like this past week where he just mopped the floor with poor.
And who wasn't there? Who wasn't there by his side when he did this?
None of the Pinnacle was.
None of the Pinnacle. And what does that prove to him? Maybe he doesn't need anyone by his side. Maybe Wardlow can just kick ass. And Wardlow to me has like superstar potential written all over him. Great look.
He really does.
He's getting better in the ring. The F10 is just an amazing name for a finisher. Love it.
I love it, actually. He's getting better on the mic too.
Yeah, and also the fight between these two that they had, I believe it was on Rampage or either Rampage or Dynamite 2 weeks ago, where it's just like Darby Allin running down like into the crowd and just like chasing MJF. It was an amazing brawl between these two. I can't wait to see what they do in the ring. I'm going with MJF.
Yeah, MJF is my pick as well.
Yep. Anyway, let's keep it going here as ABB in the chat says, Darby parting the Red Sea. Yep, the cinematography in the brawl was fantastic. Darby said to himself that he works with the cameraman before the show and to talk on how he wants the shot, how he wants it to be shot. Yep, I think MJF will win too. Baron Camelbin. Oh, that's a thing that's happening. MK Osborne in the chat says CWO 444 life. God, this is getting out of hand.
This is getting way out of hand.
This is getting way out of hand. ABB before we move on, ABB in the chat says Wardlow face turn right now. Is it wouldn't end in Wardlow winning the feud? Yep. So turning face just to lose. I feel like MJF needs to be holding the title when Wardlow eventually turns on him. Not sure. No, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. You know, but you know, I mean, I think the thing with the Wardlow face turn is it's kind of like always present, like it's kind of looming over us all. So it'll happen at some point, you know. But you know, who knows though? I've learned at this point when it comes to like a lot of storylines, trust AEW. But you know, who knows? Because they rarely ever mess things up when it comes to the men's division. ABB says my sentiments exactly. What is this chat? Randy Camilton, you're definitely reaching with that one, Sensi.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
this is gonna sound amazing to the podcast listeners, the audio listeners of this show. By the way, if you're listening to this on audio, be sure to leave us a 5-star review, and if you can't will yourself to do it, a 4-star will be just as good. Let's keep it going, Trev, and talk about the Inner Circle taking on American Top Team, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. What a match this is going to be. This is going to be like the ultimate crossover between pro wrestling and the UFC. On one side, you'll have Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz taking on the Men of the Year, All Ego, Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky, who are also going to be teaming with Junior Dos Santos and Andre Orlovsky and the amazing, wonderful Dan Lambert. What do you think about the way this is kind of developed on TV? Because this has been kind of a crazy ride.
This was actually kind of amazing, though.
We've had interferences and stuff. Like Jorge Masvidal is 2 for 2 on knee strikes on Jericho and on timely times. Like, what do you kind of make of this? This
was an absolute amazing, like, kind of organic how it happened. It was amazing, the story that just developed in front of our eyes. Like, he comes out and starts talking shit, and he does it more than once. Then he comes out, and then, of course, the El Champion, comes out and has to...
Sir, it's Le Champion, not El Champion.
I said El.
No, that's Sammy. That's Sammy.
That's Le Champion.
Oh, dear.
A little bit of the bubbly. The way it started was amazing. And I can't say enough about Dan Lambert. We talked about all these heels. Dude, Dan Lambert is a heel just through and through. And I love it. Absolute every bit of it. He reminds me of the old heels back in the day of wrestling. He's just angry. He actually kind of reminds me of what's his name? Why can't I think his name? I eat marijuana.
Bob Backlund?
Bob Backlund.
How does he remind you of? These are two very different individuals. Okay, I mean, Bob Backlund, 1997, screaming at the mic. Yes, kind of.
Yes, okay, that's what I mean.
About to say, man, those are two very different people.
Oh, absolutely. But no, the way Bob Backlund's character was in '97 definitely reminds me a lot of Dan Lambert right now, and it's awesome. I love Dan Lambert.
Yeah, I think Dan Lambert gets a bad rap from wrestling fans because it has to do with some of the stuff he says, which it can get questionable, and I understand that part. But man, all I know is when he's out there, it is deafening with boos and like all ego Ethan Page. He did an interview with Sean Ross Sapp earlier today, and he was like, "Yeah, man, like when I'm out there, I can't even hear my own promos, because everyone's booing, and that's a great job." And what do you think about this condition that ATT and Scorpio Sky Ethan Page have put on this match? That they're going to make sure that Dan Lambert is the one who's going to get the pin on Chris Jericho.
I think it's awesome. I think it's another great stipulation. I mean, it's one of those things in wrestling that you like to hear, because you like to hear things that kind of seem somewhat ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I mean, but let's just be honest. Dan Lambert is up in age, but Dan Lambert isn't one of the coaches of American Top Team for nothing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like the man has some type of skill. But I think it is kind of one of those things, since he is so over as a heel with the fans, him pinning Jericho would make the fans like literally like simultaneously.
Oh God. You thought they were booing before. Oh my God. Dan Lambert would be insufferable.
Yeah, absolutely
after that.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. No, I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you. The visual of Dan Lambert putting Chris Jericho in the walls of Jericho on Dynamite this past week and then screaming into the mic, Boston Crab! Florida Championship Wrestling 1975. Like I was in tears. I am rooting for American Top Team and Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky in this match.
That was the funniest thing.
It was amazing. That being said, I think they gave themselves a very good out with this whole stipulation of Dan Lambert getting the pin, because that way they're putting so much focus on that. It'll allow the Inner Circle to win.
Yeah.
I am rooting for ATT, Scorpio Sky, and Ethan Page. I'm also very interested to see what Andrei Arlovsky and Junior Dos Santos do in this match, because this is going to be their first, like, I mean, they had a match before, I think, on Rampage a few weeks ago, but it's going to be like the first, like,
wrestled before. If I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
Junior Dos Santos has wrestled before.
But it's going to be like the first time on like such a big stage. It's an AEW pay-per-view. So I'm interested to see what they can do. People are talking a potential Jake Hager heel turn and joining America Top Team. Jake Hager and Dan Lambert is a match made in heaven. Yeah,
it definitely
is. They are absolutely perfect for each other. That would be a great pairing for Jake Hager down the line. And they could plant the seeds for that at this point. But like I said, my heart says ATT and Men of the Year. My brain says Inner Circle. Going with my brain, Inner Circle.
I'm gonna go with my brain. I'm gonna go with Inner Circle, but I really want American Top Team.
Could you imagine the promo? I picked Chris Jericho. Me.
That would be great.
Hook 1975 Florida Championship Wrestling. Dan Lambert, Full Gear, 2021. All crappy wrestling. I don't fucking know. He just go insane.
It's just amazing.
Guys, if you're still sticking around, thank you. And please sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. ABB in the chat says, this match is the best choice to put just before the main event. A fun 10-man brawl. Not like this feud, but the live crowd love it. Not everything will be for me. That's all right. AEW gives a variety. That is true. And look, all the Dan Lambert stuff hasn't been great for me. Chris Jericho making, homophobic jokes has definitely not been good for me for me. And I'm glad he didn't make one last week on Dynamite, but I mean, it's again. I think there's enough like good heat there where this actually works, and I like the Dan Lambert like character and just most of what he says, like and all that, and Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky absolutely dig it too. So love to see that. We have a lot more camel stuff going on here.
Unfortunately.
The inner camel circle. Okay, that was again another reach. What do you mean the corner? NCO run the chat. Oh Jesus, the NCO. Are we gonna have the CWO and the NCO?
Apparently,
NCO Black,
the new world,
NCO Red.
the new Camel Order has taken over the chat. Actually,
Clash of the Camels. That's a really good one. I'm not gonna lie, that was a really good one. Clash of the Camels. I love that one. 2022 Camel Battle Royale. 30 camels trot in, one trots out as new CEW King of the Jungle. First of all, it's a desert, my friend. Yeah,
it's a desert, not a jungle, sir.
Not a jungle. You know what is a jungle though? Wherever the fuck Jungle Boy is from. He's a jungle boy. And he's gonna win. Yes, he's a jungle boy.
I officially hate you, by the way.
Yeah, Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy Jack Perry will be teaming up with Luchasaurus and Christian Cage against the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole, baby. And Adam Cole's AEW PPV match debut. What an interesting time to be a wrestling fan. Adam Cole has reunited with the Young Bucks and the Elite, and they're taking on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Christian. We've kind of already seen this match at what's it called? At Grand Slam. It's basically a rematch. But Trevor, the stipulation for this match is falls count anywhere. What do you think of that stipulation and how it kind of fits with this match?
It's gonna be chaotic, but in a great way. It's interesting to see a tag team match that way, though. I mean, well, a 6-man tag anyway. Like I'm sure there have been plenty of them back in the history of wrestling, but this is actually a very interesting stipulation for a 6-man tag, and I can't wait, especially with the craziness that each team it does. Like, you're gonna see Luchasaurus jumping off shit. It's amazing that man is that tall and that big and can high fly with the best of them. It actually frightens me. It really
Dude, he's
does.
a dinosaur. He's like 50 million years old. That's what frightens me.
That too. Have you ever seen any of his interviews? Actually, he's very
this is very nice, well-articulated man. He's got a master's degree in like medieval history, my friend.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, I was like, what the hell? But I think this is gonna be a great match, and I mean, this is right up Christian's alley. Like, this chaotic, no rules type shit. Oh, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna see people
absolutely
flying.
Right up Christian's alley. Being carried in a tag team match, absolutely right up Christian's alley. I love you, Christian Cage. That was messy. But yeah.
Sir,
you basically you begged me to do it.
I probably did.
Anyway, I like it. These 6 people have amazing chemistry together. Possibility of a Christian heel turn. If there's going to be a heel turn tonight, I think this is going to be the one. Like, because I talked about it earlier. I think there's been a lot between him and Jungle Boy that's been teased. But that's also what might lead to a heel turn potentially. If not here now, maybe in the near future. Because I mean, look, if I'm the Young Bucks and Adam Cole are winning this match. But if I'm booking this match, I don't want Luchasaurus nor Jungle Boy to take the pin. I think it has to be Christian Cage.
Yeah, I do too. I think Christian Cage has to take the pin in this one.
Damn it, we're both on Christian Cage taking this damn pinfall. You know why? Because that's what he does. Edge never took a pinfall during the days of Edge and Christian. All right? The only time Christian was actually protected was for like 3 years in TNA. The instant classic Christian Cage. What a guy. Anyway, guys, let's go to the chat. Wow, this is just turning into something, isn't it? Sophia NYC has joined the chat.
Oh, there she is.
I'm sorry, since he mentioned El Torito,
Okay.
Huge name drop there. El Torito. I have not thought about him in a while. Since he says Tony never gives hints often, but he straight up said what we will see. He straight up said it. We will see what happens after. He asked about Wyndham Rotunda yesterday. Sophia's saying hate everyone. ABB says segue was smooth. Thank you. Cincy, which camel wins gets to the main event of Camel Mania for the CEW World Title? That it does. ABB says Nick's facial hair. That is all.
Because
This chat is going crazy right now. ABB says, "Hey Sophia, nice to meet you. Excited for Full Gear." Let's see. Sophia says, "Does anyone see me?" Since he says, "Nah, you're John Cena." ABB says, "We see you. Relax." Sophia says, "I love how Tony Khan dodged a huge trick question about Wyndham Rotunda on the Full Gear interview yesterday, but he did say what we will see happen." Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, Wyndham is off doing his movie right now. I think he'll wait a little bit. He doesn't even need to right now to take any offers. I think he's got time. ABB says, "I don't want Wyndham to show up. I don't think the show needs any surprises. It's all about Hangman's win." Yeah, that it is. And going off the air with tears and the audience lifting him up for the title. It won't just be the audience. It'll be some other people. We'll talk about that, though. Sophia says, SuperClick are winning for sure. Absolutely. Ibby, I think you're just a huge Vince McMahon supporter for WWE. Ooh, whoa. That is not who it is.
Wait a minute.
Whoa. Messy. Oh, this chat is getting messy, guys. Turn it down. It's okay. Oh, ABB says, "I don't even watch WWE anymore," because he doesn't. Sophia says, "Only Vince McMahon fans say stuff about Wyndham Rotunda." That's not true.
That's not true.
I say stuff about Wyndham Rotunda.
Not bad stuff.
Since he says Camel Elite Wrestling over WWE, well, no argument there. Yeah. Anyway, wow, that was something. Reading these chats just makes me feel so great about our wonderful fans, who I'm sure at this point have already hit that like button so this video gets really blown up by the algorithm and shown to everybody. That's the whole goal. But guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Let's move on, Trev.
Yes, sir.
Keep it rolling on some Undertaker shit. And talk about your match of the night. The match that you said you are most excited for. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Trevor, why don't you kind of break down how this is just processed over the past 2 weeks?
It's one of those things. So, first off, whoever thought we'd see these two in a ring again ever? It's one of those things that just kind of, like I say, kind of happened organically. Brian Danielson and CM Punk have both said something.
Daniel Bryanson, say it right.
That's what I was gonna say. Daniel Bryanson have both said something about, made comments about Eddie Kingston. And especially right after the match with Bryan Danielson. And so, it was one of those things. Kingston walked in, Kingston heard it, didn't like it, got in Punk's face. Okay. Until then, Punk has been doing nothing but, "Oh, the world is great. Let's go around and do this love you tour, this hug me tour. Like, the fans are wonderful. I'm here. I found my smile." Shawn Michaels. So
Hanky Panky Punk, bro. Hanky Panky Punk.
So, which is cool, but I wanted to see more of an edge. And who else to bring out an edge than this New York slick mouth, don't give a fuck mentality of Eddie Kingston. This was a great put together, great chemistry. I think it was a great idea to do it. Who else would bring out that Punk but Eddie Kingston? Amazing match, and it's an amazing start to a great story. If that's what they're going for, if they want to drag it out longer, they can end it. They can end it tomorrow night, or they can keep dragging it out. Honestly, I think there's so much potential for more in the pipe for this. So I would love to see more, but even if it's not, it's still something to ooh and ah over.
Eddie Kingston said his goal, his objective in this match is not to win, it is to beat up CM Punk for what he perceives as over almost 2 decades of CM Punk calling him fat, calling him lazy, calling him all these things, which people have confirmed actually over the past that CM Punk did have Eddie Kingston did have actual real life heat because apparently there's this story that I think it was IWA Mid South? I think it was IWA Mid South. Was it back in the Barnyard?
Yeah. IWA.
So,
I think it was IWA.
So it was. I think I'm pretty sure it was IWA Mid South. Punk and Kingston were there. Kingston and a tag team partner had a tag team match with Delirious, and apparently Kingston's tag team partner like hurt Delirious and did something stupid, and CM Punk just absolutely laid into Kingston as tag team partner at the time because everyone loves Delirious, right? And like apparently like it started there. It kind of grew over time, and there was like a little bit of real life league. Now it's been like 15 to like 20 years. Like I think the grown ass men like they figured it out, I'm sure. But that's what I love about this feud. You can tell there's like that hint of reality, right? It's like that hint of like, yeah, you know, we might be cool in real life, but man, you dick, like I don't forget what I'm not gonna like. I forgive you, but I don't fucking forget what you said about me, and you said I wouldn't make it, and all that stuff. I think bringing that out, it was so fantastic, and it was just, and the brawls we've seen, and you don't see many brawls in AEW. Like this is, I think, the first, maybe the second one we've seen in the entire history of the company, like to this extent, where you have people breaking it up, and Ruby Soho in there, like, you know, like calming Eddie Kingston down. Sanjay Dutt got a TV payday.
Didn't even know he was part of AEW.
Playing the same role he did in WWE, backstage breakup brawler.
There you go.
But I mean, it's been different. It's been emotional. It's been Eddie Kingston, which is, it's so weird. You never would have thought a feud between these two, Eddie Kingston would be the focal point. Like I don't even know. I mean, it might be the article and a combination of the article and just how emotional Kingston's promos have been, but. I'm obviously I'm not ignoring Punk, but like Punk is almost a little bit of an afterthought in this. Like the focal point for me is Eddie Kingston.
I mean, it's okay. So yeah, CM Punk has been gone for 7 years, right? He comes back. It's amazing. He's overcome obstacles. You know, he's back. It's great. I mean, I love CM Punk, dude. Eddie Kingston. I've seen Eddie Kingston wrestle in public. I've seen Eddie Kingston wrestle.
You've almost wrestled Eddie Kingston.
In public. I've seen Eddie Kingston like in his career. Eddie Kingston was not good. He wasn't. Like I'm not going to sit here and say he was awful, but he wasn't good. And it is not a shot to Eddie. It's just the truth. Like there have been instances where he has hurt people. There have been instances where he missed the mark. He botched moves. Eddie Kingston got better. He got better with his promos. He lost weight. He got better in wrestling. And he did that all because this is what he wanted to do. And that's part of the reason why I respect him. I respect the moves and everything he's done to be a better person, a better human being. And that's why, like, right now, I'm a bigger man to say it. Eddie Kingston is one of the best things in AEW right now. He's one of the best things to watch. And it makes sense why he's taking the focal point off of CM Punk because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, CM Punk came back after 7 years. He also had demons to fight. But Eddie Kingston has gone through so much to get where he is, to get where people are actually chanting his name and not saying, get this fat bum out of the ring. You know what I mean? Like, he's actually good. And honestly, I can't wait to see the match. I actually want him to win, to be honest with you. I really do.
But, you know, Eddie Kingston, first of all, I mean, just pew, 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 Trevor. Shooting on Eddie Kingston right there. Surprised he's not coming over, man. You might be next. Eddie Kingston might have a list.
But see, the thing is,
he might have a list.
The thing is, he can't say I said anything that bad because, I mean, I'm uplifting.
I mean, no.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, you're right. You're right. I mean, these are criticisms that people have had about Eddie Kingston for his entire career, and he acknowledges them to an extent. I mean, go read, if you guys haven't, go read the Players Tribune piece that Eddie Kingston wrote this week. It's one of the just craziest roller coaster rides I've ever read in an article. But he gets very in depth about the problems he's faced and how and why pro wrestling basically kind of like saved his life and look, one thing's for sure, man. A year ago, right around this time, Full Gear 2020, what were we talking about? The biggest thing we were talking about was how great Eddie Kingston was on promos leading up to his match against Jon Moxley. And like, he was the star. It's the same thing here, and I think we're getting to a point where Eddie Kingston is just becoming like the ultimate fan favorite underdog guy. Like, when he wins his first ever title, whether it's the TNT title or even the world title one day, who knows? But when he wins his first title, that is going to be like just a epic special moment. Like, I think almost as big as Hangman winning his title, because we always knew the Hangman thing was going to be a thing, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Eddie Kingston's thing, like, his rise was just unexpected, out of nowhere, and natural, which is, I think, it's going to make it even, special as well. So I love Eddie Kingston. If this was a no disqualification, unsanctioned match, he would win.
Absolutely.
This is a singles match where Eddie Kingston has said that my objective is not to win, it is to beat you up. CM Punk will take advantage of that and get the victory here.
Win, yeah.
But man, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this match.
I actually am. I can't wait. I actually read the piece on the Tribune, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. It was good. It was a good read. It was a damn good read.
Damn, I didn't know you read.
Man, me either. And I did not think I would ever be like have any emotions for Eddie Kingston, but yeah, I like the guy. I honestly believe CM Punk will win, but I like to see more of Eddie.
I gotta clip that one piece of you telling the story. Like, that was just like, you. For those who don't know, I'll clip it and put it on the page later. This man almost fought Eddie Kingston at an indie show, and gloriousness ensued after that. But hey guys, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Go to the chat real quick. Sophia.
A lot of things going on here.
Strong words. Spicy, Sophia, today. Strong words for Zelina Vega. MK Osborne says, I need an adult. Cincy says, Camel Express. ABB about the Kingston Punk match says, this will be fantastic. Full off dueling chants, a proper brawl. They're going to be real stiff with their shots. Going for Punk to win, I think. I'd like them to make it go past the pay-per-view, though. I think you have to make this go past the pay-per-view. Exactly. Eddie Kingston has made it clear that his objective is to inflict pain on CM Punk. This should lead to an unsanctioned match.
It should.
I'm not sure if Punk is going to be down for that, because, he's kind of talked about how his body, like his limitations now, or what have you. I don't know if that's a thing he'd be. Maybe it is, and if he is, I think this is the feud for it.
I think so. I definitely think so.
Liam telling me to change the horses out in the graphics and replace them with camels, please. Oh my God, Liam, what is? I will bring camels to Tuesday's show, and then you can go back and watch that. Trust me, okay? Sophia says Eddie Kingston is gonna trend this match a lot, and Punk's IMs give this match 8.4. Sophia says, I believe that former LAX member TNA Homicide will attack Kingston after the match. This is not WWE. No, we don't need that. This is not WWE. We don't need attacks during after match. It's not WCW. Oh my God, 1999 WCW. It's going downhill, Trevor. It is going downhill so fast.
Yeah. So quick.
Oh God. TNA Homicide isn't going to let Kingston diss him in any kind of way. ABB says, okay, I've got to hear that story, definitely. Yeah,
Well,
maybe I'll put it.
He'll put
I'll
it
clip
in
it.
there.
I'll clip it. I'll clip it this weekend. Don't worry. Sophia NYC says, Omar, is it possible that Tony Khan could make a brand new pay-per-view in the middle of December? If he does, hopefully it has something to do with camels for the
At this
sake
point.
of for the sake of this chat. God. But since he says that sounds like one good story, Trevor. It was good. It was good. I'll clip it. I'll clip it for sure.
I thought since he was there when I told that story anyway, but
He
we'll
might have
clip
been.
it.
He's probably not paying attention. He's probably saying something interesting in the chat. That's something about camels. Guys, again, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos release. Hit that like button though, please. Moving on, we have God's favorite former champion, Miro, who is cutting the most epic, insane promos, asking God why he has forsaken him, saying that Brian must say goodbye to his wife so Miro can say hello to his, which is the greatest line in wrestling history. Brian Daniels has been on a tear, having great matches with the likes of Rocky Romero, Bobby Fish, and pretty much anyone they put in front of him. I am very interested to see what these two could do in AEW ring. Trevor, what do you think?
I can't wait. I think it's going to be great. I think both wrestlers are doing amazing things. Look, dude, the fucking promos are amazing, dude. It's absolutely insane. And dude, the Brian Danielson, Brian Danielson match with Rocky Romero. I'm a Rocky Romero fan. I love that match. That was an amazing match. It's going to be fun. This whole Miro and Brian match is going to be great.
Yeah. Look, I love Brian Danielson more than anyone. He is my favorite wrestler of all time. Any era, any generation, doesn't matter. Greatest of all time. I am so interested to see Brian working on Miro's neck in this match because that's going to be the story of the match. Brian's also done an amazing job of every match he's had, he's finished it in a different way. It's not just running knee or the crossface or label lock, or he's done multiple different moves, which is, I love that because that shows you the man of a million holds, the American Dragon, Brian Danielson, what he can do. That being said, Miro's winning this match, and it makes more sense. It makes more sense. I think it makes Miro more of a threat, and I think it kind of gets Brian's first loss out of the way, because while I would love a match between Brian and Paige, and I think it's going to happen eventually, Miro being the monster who's been on a tear, like as of late, trying to go for Hangman's title, that would be a great match. That would be a great story. It would be a great test for Hangman Adam Page.
I think it will, and I think. Like it will be one of those matches that like will kind of make his championship reign pretty, especially for like one of his first defenses, be awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and again, I know there's a lot of people out there who they want to see Brian versus Omega 2, which everyone wants to see. Don't get me wrong. Right. That's why they're saying Brian's gonna win this, and then Kenny's gonna retain, and I'm just like. If there's any match,
make any sense.
If there's any match in the universe that doesn't need the title on the line, it's that one. Yeah. You book Brian Danielson versus Kenny Omega Part 2, 60-minute Iron Man match, gonna sell out 10 United Centers. Exactly. They will be fine. They'll figure that out. They don't need the world title. Especially the way things are going with good old Hanger. Proud of him. Oof. God, that promo was amazing. We'll get to that, though, in just a second. What
I will say, just to end this off,
go ahead.
If you honestly let Kenny retain, that's just ruined a perfect story that you've been building up for a year.
We'll get to my... save it. Save it, buddy, because we have 2 more title matches before we get to the AEW World Championship match, where AEW champion Kenny Omega will be taking on the Hangman Adam Page. And Adam Page, I am Excalibur. Listen to the enunciation of my voice. Anyway, first of our 3 world title matches, the AEW World tag team titles will be on the line as the Lucha Brothers defend against FTR, who recently just beat them, albeit under masks. We saw it. It was on a live stream during our show, for the AAA tag team titles. So, interesting build up to this match. Interesting situation they're in with each team holding tag team titles that the other one previously held. What do you think about this match? Who wins? Why?
You know what? I've been going back and forth with this. It's first off, it's a great, two great tag teams. Great match. I love the Lucha Brothers. We talk about how Penta is probably one of the best wrestlers on AEW, and he absolutely is. And his brother, of course, just great wrestlers. And FTR, to me, are carbon copies of the Brainbusters, and I just love to watch them wrestle. They remind me of Tully and Orange so much, it's ridiculous. But I'm honestly going to say FTR wins this.
Fatur?
I think FTR wins this. And
Fatur?
The only reason I say that is because, yes, the Lucha Brothers deserve to hold those belts as long as they possibly can. But FTR had them for like 2 months. Like, they literally had those belts for like 2 months. They didn't have them that long. And and they are, and right now I think they are at the height of their like heel persona right now. I think honestly it would be a shame, but it would be interesting to put those belts on them right now.
So your solution to FTR only holding the belts for 3 months is for the Lucha Brothers to only hold the belts for 3 months?
No, that's not my solution. But I just believe right now is the way they're going, the way that everything is going with FTR. I believe that's what will happen.
I'm speechless.
I've said more preposterous things than that.
I'm speechless about this.
I've said way more preposterous things than that.
I mean, look, yeah, you are the person who told Eddie Kingston to fuck off right to his face. So, I mean, Lucha Brothers are winning this, though. Lucha Brothers are definitely winning this match. They're gonna, like, I usually don't like the 50-50 booking aspect of it. It works though in this case. I think that's not gonna burn anyone out. It's not gonna make anyone look stupid. Yeah, I think Lucha Bros win. Look at these two. Penta put himself in front of his brother to save him from eating a double super kick party by the Young Bucks. These two ain't losing. These two ain't losing. We got many a story to tell between these two, Trev.
I think I totally agree with you. That's just what I feel.
Well, guess what? Facts don't care about your feelings. Me. Guys, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new video is released. Trevor, do you want to do me a favor and read some of these chats out?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Where are we starting from?
Start with Camelsaurus from Cincy Edits. Jeez.
We already did that one, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
That's above. That sounds like a good one story, Trev. All right. Since Edit says probably forgot or was saying something I wasn't paying attention to. Sophia says, "Do you have small hope for my girl Tay Conti?" I would love Tay to win.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it in a second.
It's next. We'll talk about it in just a second.
Real quick. Okay. LBB, once you've gone through the matches, would love to hear how both of you would order the matches. How would you pace this insane card?
I've got some ideas.
Something fun to say.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sophia says Lana's going to debut tomorrow. Definitely. It's time. She's been teasing it for a while now. And Meryl also had to think she is.
I love the idea of Lana being this mystical, behind the scenes, invisible like being that is driving Miro to attain success in AEW. if she comes over, they'll be great and all that. But I think she's not she's not necessary, and that could allow her to do like other things outside of wrestling. I think she's doing modeling. She's
doing something right now.
Or she could go like another company like Impact, which is in where they live in Nashville, and she could do something there on a very limited schedule, because that's what it's all Impact can offer you these days, the limited schedule, because they don't have any money, and they don't got that Tony Khan money anymore. That TK Doe, TK Doe. Oh, that was a good one. Hey, that was one of my best puns. All right, but yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, if she shows up, it's gonna be great. If she doesn't, though, it's still great, because I just love the little it's like, you must, the greatest line in wrestling history. It's like, you must say goodbye to your wife so I can say hello to mine. Jeez, like,
great.
Like, continue, Trev.
Continue. Cynthia edits Orange Cassidy. That's another stretch. IBB, Brian's chest is going to be a new shade of red. We didn't even know of by the time this match is done. Such different characters to the WWE days. Going to be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia, I love Trey Miguel versus Rocky Romero match. That was, good one. But the next, or maybe the final person who should face Sammy Guevara is Trey Miguel. That's a good one. I would love to see Rocky Romero versus Sammy Guevara, honestly.
Roppongi Vice. Roppongi Vice. Yeah, dude, I'm all about Rocky Romero.
Sophia, Brian versus Omega have already been done. I think the smart thing to do is wait for a while.
Yeah, dude, that's what I said. I was like, because I don't want them.
That's exactly what he said.
They should not even touch until, at bare minimum, Double or Nothing 2022. Ideally, you hold off until All Out 2022. But if you're gonna hot shot it, do it at Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
because you will sell Vegas the fuck out.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Let's go to RBB. Makes sense for Mero win. I kind of love Danielson winning it. More makes you think, oh, are they not gonna put the title on Hangman then? And beating both Kenny and Brian would be a statement. It would. It definitely would. It's so many ways you can go with that, though.
Yep. Sophia, and I'll just finish this out, so we can move on to the real world title matches. Sophia NYC says, we all know Miro is winning. That he is. Sophia NYC also says Adam Page is going to win, and then after, Adam Cole will face Miro for the AEW world title shot. Not sure how Adam Cole would be in that. I think Miro automatically gets his world title shot. Sophia also says, I think Lucha Brothers are winning. Definitely FTR. Hold on to those belts. Lucha Brothers should face the Briscoes for the tag team belts.
That'd be a great one.
Ooh.
That'd be a great one. That'd be amazing.
Sophia is reading my mind. The Briscoe brothers. Hey, man. AEW Final Battle coming to you live from Baltimore. You might see us there. Come through.
You mean ROH.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, bro. It's all going to be AEW pretty soon. It's the indies. They're all going to be AEW. AEW and ABB says AEW and having a pay-per-view tag team classic every time. Name a better duo. Can't be done. ABB also says the emotion Penta showed at All Out was so surprising and heartwarming. It was. Dude, that was, stories were told, asses were kicked, and cages were jumped off of.
That's another great tag team. Sophia has a point.
Sophia NYC, I think Dragon Lee and Bandito are going to challenge FTR for the AAA Tag Team Championship belts. God, I hate it. Okay, I understand why people hate Excalibur. I kind of get it now. I think I'm starting to understand, friends. Let's round it out. Cincy edit says, I'm too good with his camel stuff.
Oh,
Please. Camel Rotunda, he says. Jesus Christ. Camel Con.
Camel Con. I hate him.
Okay, Sophia
I
says,
miss you guys.
Sophia says, since the end of the day, you and the rest of WWE Vince McMahon fans are going to be shocked when Wyndham. Sophia, no one is saying this. No one is saying this. No one is attacking No one is attacking anyone.
It's okay.
I'm pretty sure everyone in this chat has given up on WWE or only watches it because I do live streams. It's okay. It's okay. People are allowed to disagree. It's a work. It's a work. Anyway, you know what's not a work? The love you would show if you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos release. Moving on, one of our 2 singles AEW World Tag Team Championship matches. The Good Doctor, Britt Baker, DMD, is going to be defending her title against Dark Order member Ty Conti. Yes, Ty Conti is getting a world title match at a pay-per-view. Okay. Who would have thought it? She has, and for me, Trevor, before I let you go, Ty Conti has been the most improved wrestler in the entire year of 2021. There's been no one who's made the improvements at the scale she has. She's gotten so much better in her in-ring work as a threat, as a believable threat. And it makes you question how WWE let her go.
To me, even as far as just wrestlers in general, she was a big pickup. She was a great pickup. Like, so much raw talent, so much you can do with Ty Conti. Like, Ty Conti is completely moldable. You know what I mean? You can make her. She can become, like, honestly, if you want to say it, the next Britt Baker. Like, she can do stuff. The stuff she can do is incredible. And so yeah, I can't wait for this match. She is so talented, and I think it's about time she gets a title shot.
I think it's about damn time. You're right that she gets the title shot. Ty Conti has been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for a long time to see her, in this position to get a title shot. And I'm interested to see how she performs because we know she's great. I want to see what her and Britt Baker can do, and it's a little bit of a test for Britt Baker too. And here's why. Because Britt Baker has had some very, very, very good matches. But the one thing I've always wondered about her is not can she, because I know she can, right? Is right. I want to see her kind of, help elevate someone else, which she's in a position to do here with Ty Conti. Right. And that's and again, it's not that she can't or I think she can't. I just have not seen it at this scale, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm most interested and excited to see. Obviously, Ty Conti, I want to see her wrestle and in this match. So I'm excited for this. If I haven't said that enough times already, Trevor, who do you got winning and why?
As much as I love Ty, gotta say Britt Baker. They're not done with Britt Baker yet. You know what I mean? They're just not done with her. She's doing great as the champion, and they're just not done with her yet.
Give it a few months. Honestly, Ty Conti will be a champion.
Oh, absolutely. If you give it time. And honestly, they're going to tear the house down. This might be, besides the Hangman match, this might be one of the best matches of the night.
That is true. But there can and there is only one main event, which we'll get to that in just a second. Guys, again, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos released. Also, by the way, for those of you who are in the chat, please stay tuned to the channel because in just about an hour and 30 minutes, I will be going live for a special watch-along reaction spectacular for AEW Rampage, the go-home night show to AEW Full Gear tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that, guys, tonight. Trevor, what are you doing tonight at 10?
I don't know. We'll talk after this.
We'll talk after. That means he's busy, people. That means that's Trevor talk for. Man, I can't do this all night. I've got a life.
No, I would love to. Actually, we'll talk.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, put you on the spot like an asshole. Like, hey, Trevor, you remember that 80? Hey, Trevor? You remember the $10,000 you owe me? Right now. Oh
That's
God.
Hilarious.
Camel Benoit canceled.
Oh shit!
Canceled. Sophia says, my girl Conti really put up a great match with Britt, but it's gonna be a hard battle. That it is. ABB says, Ty Conti has improved so much since coming to AEW. This will be a great showcase for her. Think this will be a really, really good, but Britt Baker has improved just as much in the ring, too, since the start of AEW. That is true. Like, Britt Baker is like that's kind of like what I alluded to. So I think we said this before. We talked about this. Most improved wrestler in 2020 was Britt Baker. 2021, it's Ty Conti. Like, Britt Baker, like, became a superstar in 2020. Like that's how great she has been for this company. And I still stand by, like, she was the right person to beat Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing. Do I like what they've done with Hikaru Shida since then? Absolutely not. The longest running champion in the history of the company, and they bury her. Well, they don't bury her. That's okay. That's an exaggeration, but you don't do anything with your champion. I don't know. Hey, it's going to be a great match, though. Great match, the best match. ABB says, agreed, this will be a big test for Britt. Sophia says, this is Britt's hardest test besides the Rosa match. And before we move to the main event, since he says, Stone Cold Camel Austin.
He did say that. He definitely said that.
Is his biggest rival going to be a wrestler called The Hump?
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. Yeah, don't encourage this. Do not encourage.
Why did you encourage them?
I don't know why I did. Probably because I want them to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so they get notified whenever a new video is released. In case I had not said that enough times tonight. Only one more match, Trevor, and it is your main event of the evening. I've been watching too much 1999 WCW. Yes, so you know. Are you ready? Oh, baby. As his brother would say, it's time, Trevor. Kenny Omega versus the Hangman Adam Page. A match 2.5 years in the making. The man, Hangman Adam Page, who the Young Bucks once said you could build a company around, and the man, Kenny Omega, who thinks Hangman wasn't that guy, and he was that guy. Trevor, first let's talk about... There's so much to talk about here. I don't even know where to start. Let's talk about the build-up. We talked about it a little bit in depth on Real Take Wrestle Talk this past week, so go check that out if you guys haven't already. But what is the build-up to this match? Just put it in your own words, my friend.
Jesus Christ. I can't say something that you haven't already said. Like, this card has so many build-ups, like so many good build-ups. This one has got to be the best. Like, I even mentioned a couple of the other, we talked about some of the other build-ups in history and this one kind of surpasses it. Like, it's been a year in the making. It's literally been a year in the making. Actually, if you go back farther than that, when they were actually friends, it's farther than that. It's one of those things in wrestling or in anything quite like this that doesn't happen quite often. But when it does and it happens right, it's just chef kiss. You know what I mean? It has been done right so far. And it's like, I cannot stress enough how big this is for wrestling. Like, this doesn't, like I said, again, this doesn't happen right often. You can mention, like I did on Tuesday, like the Mega Powers with Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, which was a good one. Hell, like it's a bunch of different ones you can mention, but this one is just it's on the money. The build up. I'm just hope the payoff is as sweet as the build up was.
And we're never gonna do a great job of doing this build or of talking about this build up. I don't think either of us can. If you guys don't have the context for the build up, wait until the All Out, the countdown to All Out, the countdown to Full Gear show comes on, and they play that segment and that promo package. It will tell the story better than either of us could. And AEW is going to put out some videos, I know, over the next 24 hours, kind of like building up some of these matches. This is going to be a big one that they're going to be doing. Check out those videos to get the context. 2.5 years in the making. Since the beginning, this was the guy. Hangman Adam Page was the guy. It is his night, and it better be. ABB makes a good point here. To everyone saying that Hangman Adam Page should lose, why? For the heat, we've been hurt by WWE not going through with the hot face win for years. I feel like I feel some almost expect the worst outcome for this. No turns, no debuts, no surprises, just Hangman and Kenny. Almost 3 years since Hangman said he'd be the AEW World Champion at the first ever press conference. He has to win. I think IBB just put it better than either of us could. That was beautiful. It's true. It's almost as if I think a lot of people are almost conditioned to, and a lot of it has to do with the way WWE has been doing stuff for the past 20 plus years. And that is, we're going to swerve you at every single time and not give you that real babyface moment, that real like happy ending. And I don't think there's ever a problem with giving the fans what they want. Hangman Adam Page will win this match. Hangman Adam Page should win this match. Hangman Adam Page must win this match. Because if he doesn't, there is going to be a lot of unhappy customers. Tony Khan understands that as a businessman. Tony Khan understands that as a booker. Tony Khan, as someone who has basically narrated most, if not all of the story, understands that as a booker. There's no swerve coming. There might be some rain on the way, or there might be some rain in the making. But we're gonna save that for Dynamite, hopefully, and hear that cash go cha-ching. Hold up, do I got a coin? I don't think I got it. Wait. Okay, whatever. You guys get the point. Okada can wait till Dynamite. All right, we can debut him at Dynamite. Debut him whenever. Doesn't need it. Hangman Adam Page kicks out of the One-Winged Angel. Finally, by God, finally hits buckshot lariat on Kenny Omega. Hangman Adam Page, 1, 2, 3. And new All Elite Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion.
It has to be done. Like, I mean, if this is one of those things, if you're such a young company, if you swerve the fans like that, that could ruin a lot of what you're building up so far.
Absolutely, man, dude. We got some people in here. What is going on in this chat, people?
Dude, I'm looking at this shit. It's crazy.
It's okay. Hey, guys. Hey.
Do I have to be the dad in this chat?
No. Hey, guys. ELE. You know what that means? You guys know what ELE means? Everybody love everybody. Stop this madness right now, please. Stop this. But ABB makes another good point. This match will be a piece of art. I don't doubt Kenny freaking Omega and Hangman Adam Page will have a classic match to this wonderful, wonderful build. When Hangman hits the buckshot, 24 hours, man. Oh, 24 hours, Trevor. Yeah. Oh my God, it is. Dude, this is like actually like no, in dead ass. This has been the thing since the beginning of this company, since the inception of this company. Like we've been watching and everything, and it's just gonna be such a great. And it's better because you know it's happening. That's the thing. I'm just interested to see like the callbacks, if they're gonna be callbacks, what's gonna happen. If Kenny Omega wins, there will be a riot. I am not calling for a riot. There will be a riot.
There'll be a riot in the streets.
There will not. I'm not calling. I am not in what's it called? Advocating. I am not endorsing. I am not doing any of that. However, those wrestling fans are very, very, very emotional people. All right. Whoa, guys!
What is going on in this chat?
Okay, Sophia, chill out. Guys, I think we just chill out. It is not that deep. Seriously, it's not.
Anyway,
Okay, Sophia, I'm sorry. I have to put you in timeout. Okay, that's not cool. That's not cool. You're in timeout. ABB
for
says
300
Kenny will.
seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's how long it does. ABB says Kenny will go on finally understand why Hangman felt the way he felt, being the third wheel in the group. Yeah. ABB also says, what is happening in this chat? Yeah, I tried to maintain some sort of order in this chat. ABB says Buckshot Lariat before he wins has to be the same camera shot from Revolution. Yes, yes. ABB.
Yes.
ABB, when's your wrestling podcast coming? We gotta have you on sometime.
Exactly. I like this stuff.
Yeah. No, Cincy, I understand. We don't need that. Please, guys. I feel like I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but if something irks you in the chat, please don't threaten to dox people. That is like, Sophia, you've been fun and all that kind of stuff, but it's not cool. You're in timeout for now, but it's just not cool to threaten that kind of stuff, even if it's joking. But yeah, please don't. It's okay. It's just all jokes. We're here to have fun. We're here to talk about Full Gear, all about that stuff. AEW, the AEW guy in the chat says, what match will kick off the show? So yeah, that actually gets to something ABB asked us about match structure, or sorry, card structure, and like what matches will go where and that kind of stuff. And here's the thing. I'm not sure. Okay, so like I can't give like an exact order of every single match, but here's kind of like what I see it going as. The first match, I think you want people to immediately like come jump out of their seats. First thing people should see is Bryan Danielson coming out to the ring. That's what I would do. And it's a big time match. It has some stakes on the line. Bryan Danielson coming out. Everyone gets up on their feet. It's gonna be Bryan Danielson, Miro, just kicking the shit out of each other for 20 odd minutes. And then after that, you probably do like after that, I would actually put the other world title match on. I would put Britt Baker versus Ty Conti.
I wouldn't make it second. I would make it third.
Yeah, but actually, no. You're right. You're right. So, what match would go on second then?
Okay.
Oh, so probably one of the 8 tag team matches. Put any of the 8
tag team matches up there. One of the tag team matches definitely.
Yeah, then, I would say put the Lucha Brothers versus, or sorry, not the Lucha Brothers, the Lucha Express, the Jurassic Express, and Christian versus the Super Click on.
That could be a second match. That could, yeah.
Mm-hmm. One thing's and then like obviously main event's going to be Kenny Omega and Adam Page, but before that you'd totally put on the you 100% put on what's it called what was the match, the Cody and Pac versus Andrade El Idolo.
That could probably go second.
No. You need something to bring the crowd down so that they are so that like when Hanger comes out, it's no.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you're right. I get what you mean. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right.
To be honest, this card, any way you put it, as long as this match goes on last, it's gonna be great. Like you could have the Lucha Brothers come out fast. You could have Britt Baker and Ty Conti open the show. That would be great.
Yeah, you could.
There's no bad. Ideally, you would want to kick things off with a bang, get people out of their seats, get people energized, and the person who's going to do that is Bryan Danielson.
The AEW guy has a good point. MJF and Darby will be a good one.
So the AEW guy basically just wants people to what's it called? He wants people to just boo. And be unhappy. The unhappy guy. It's like no. I mean, look, like I get that, right? I think Darby would get people out of their seats, but only if Darby wins. That's what I'll say. Only if Darby wins.
Only if Darby wins. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different dynamic with that match, especially. But yeah, I mean, like my ideal is Bryan opening the show.
I think so. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Cincy in the chat says Bryan Danielson versus Miro as the kickoff would be god tier in my opinion. Yes, it would. Cincy also says Just do a good match, then a tag team match, then another good match. So on, so on. Oh my god. You're right, guys. In case you didn't know, booking wrestling is easy. So guys, this is I think this pretty much wraps it up for us. I will be back. Possibly both of us will be back for a live reaction special to AEW Rampage live tonight at 10 p.m. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos release. Trevor, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hyped are you for AEW Full Gear?
I'm a full 10, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be so awesome.
Dude, just hit it into Full Gear, baby. Guys, can't wait for this pay-per-view. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. On Twitter, go follow there. Follow us on Twitter at Real Take Sports. Follow us on Instagram at Real Take Sports Talk. Facebook.com/Real Take Sports Talk. Patreon.com/Real Take Sports. Also, check out our new website, brand new website that I have not been plugging anywhere near enough. RealTakeSports.com is live and up right now, kind of in beta, but it's gonna be interesting. Since he has our final thing here, the Dynamite reaction special is going to be nice. I'll see y'all there, my man. It's Rampage, my friend. Rampage. I don't Excalibur it. don't tonight on AEW Dynamite. I mean AEW Rampage. We're gonna have many matches where we're gonna talk about wrestling. We'll see you next time.
You sound like Mojo Jojo.